Hi everyone, I'm Lark with the Madison Library District, and we're going to do another teen craft demo video for our summer reading. Today we are going to be making a Firebird paper crane. So it's just really fun, really colorful, and basically a simple origami paper crane, but with embellishments added onto it. So it's a lot of fun. Let's get started. So for the Firebird crane, you will need a glue stick and scissors. What we have given you is we've given you two pieces of half a piece of paper, essentially a yellow and an orange, to make the color variation on the wings. So we've given you two pieces, and it's just a regular normal piece of paper just cut in half. And then we've also given you just a full 8.5 by 11 regular piece of paper, as well as a couple of twist ties, which we will use at the end. For the kits that you guys are picking up from the library, I've already done the first two folds for you, but for this demo's sake, we're just going to come in with our square, which we're going to just line up on the corner here, and then we're going to keep it even here and just kind of crease it down like this. And then I just fold it like this. So you take this side, you fold it over so that it lines up evenly with this other side, and then you make that so it's now kind of resembles a house. And we actually don't need this rectangle part for the crane itself, but we will keep the paper for wing kind of purposes. And so then I go ahead and just fold this evenly across here. So now it kind of looks like a little paper hat. And then at that point, I'm just going to actually take my scissors and I'm going to cut this rectangle off. And I'm just going to follow along the edge of the triangle here. So ta-da! Alright, and I'm going to put this aside because we will use it later for some red on the wings and the tail. Okay, now that you have it like this, you are going to then fold it into a rectangle. And again, trying to line up your corners as evenly as possible. And then I like to switch so that the crease goes both ways, and just fold it backwards as well. And then you fold it into a square. And again, I like to put that crease both ways. Okay, so now that you have a square, you open it up and you kind of you take it and you fold it so it goes like this. So you're folding it back into a diamond, but instead of just being directly across, it kind of takes those triangle folds and implements them a little bit more. And then you just crease everything down. So now you have this kind of shape. So, and then you take the side that opens up and you fold in, crease, take the other side, fold in, crease, and then I like to actually take this top part of the triangle, fold it down on this side, and then before going to the other side, because we're going to do the same thing on the other side, I will take this side, open it, kind of like, it always makes me think of the Howler in Harry Potter, and then you take it, come down like this, and fold it like that. So pretty simple. And then I'll go to the other side, do the same thing again. The side that opens, you fold it in, kind of like a kite. Do that on both sides. Fold this triangle down, and that it's folding the triangle down. Honestly, it helps with this part, so you can hold it here as you push these corners in. Is it fully necessary? I don't know. I just have found it helpful for me when doing origami paper cranes, which this is essentially a paper crane, but with embellishments added onto it. Okay, so now we have this diamond. One has a larger side and one has a side that can open like this. So on that side, we're going to take the corners and we're going to fold them in again. Let's see. And you're just going to repeat that on all four sides. Okay, and then you're going to take this and fold it in here. When I learned how to make a paper crane, this step I remembered because it reminded me of a fox. Because it looks a little bit like a fox. Alrighty, and then you're gonna fold those ends up, and you bring. Let's see here. You have to. And then you pull out this side for the tail and this side for the head. This is like the worst paper crane I think I've ever folded. And you take the one end and you kind of pinch it with your finger, and that makes the head. And I'm gonna just kind of pull the tail down more and the head out more and just crease it. And then I'm gonna bring the wings out. Okay, so a paper crane. And I sometimes like to pull this out a little bit. And usually it's not supposed to tear and squish it down, so it's not a pointed crane. But anyway, then, so the crane part, it's done. So now we're just going to decorate the wings. And so I'm going to fold this in with a little bit kind of hanging over. And it should measure out to about the wingspan. So, and then I'm just going to crease, and I'm going to make my feather shape of the base wing. So I'm going to come in and cut kind of this shape, okay? So nothing too fancy, but then I'm going to come in and I'm going to add some feathering. And these can look however you want. You can do rounded ends, you can do sharper ends, you can do really big spaces. You can do little ones. So however you want these wings to look. It's totally up to you. Okay, so that looks kind of fun. I'm actually going to take this down though and like make it just a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to just cut the fold. And now doing that, I have the same kind of wings for one side as the other. Okay. And I'm going to do that same thing with the yellow. These ones I'm going to make a little smaller though. So I'm going to make them, so as you can see, these wings were like that big. I'm going to make these ones smaller. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Come in, make a wing shape. And then give some feathered variation. Okay, cut the fold. Okay, and trim the tops of these down again because I trimmed that on the other ones. So now it will look like that, which I'm fine with. And before I cut into the red, I'm actually going to just cut a strip across like this. And this is going to be part of the tail streamers. And I'm actually going to take some of my excess yellow paper and do the same thing. But I'm going to make two strips. And I'm going to do that with the orange as well. And then with the red, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to cut some more feathers. So doing the same thing we've been doing before. Come in, come down, and add some feather variation. And then, just for fun, I actually want more yellow on the wings. So you can take your yellow or your orange and put it on the base, and then just do what you will with it. For this one, because this is too small, I'm going to actually kind of triangle this piece of paper, and I'm going to come in, and actually I'm going to go a little bit smaller, so it will just be on top like that. And then again, feather it out for variety. Okay. And then I'm going to glue all the wing pieces together with my glue stick. And so I'm just going to go over the yellow one and line this up where I want it. Go over the red. And then go over the yellow again. And then I'm going to take the orange, do the cold glue stick down it, and put it on the wing of my paper crane. So kind of fun. My Firebird crane is starting to look like a Firebird. And then I just do the same thing with this one. If you want to decorate the wings with other things, you're more than welcome to do so to add more personality if you want. If you have glitter that you want to use, you can use glitter. If you have other color paper that you want to make a whole army of Firebird paper cranes, easy to do. You just can use whatever colors you want, and it's just a simple paper crane. But you just add fun feathered wings to it. And then you'll add the tail in just a little bit. And it doesn't really want to stick, so I'm putting more pressure on it as it's in its drying period by folding the wings back up and just kind of holding them in place. Until the glue kind of decides that it just wants to stick more. If the glue still doesn't end up working, you can staple the wings on, which is what I did for this initial sample one. Which I was trying thicker paper, and that one just did not want to be held on with glue at all. So anyway, so there's that. Okay, now for the tail, which is its own breed of complications. You're going to use some of your twist ties, and you're going to use the twist ties to help the paper curl in a fun way. Another way you could do it is you could probably just wrap this around a pencil or something, kind of angle it around. If I can get it to. A pencil would be better than a Sharpie because a pencil is just a little less thick than the Sharpie is. And so then it has that. Another way you could curl it is you could take the edge of your scissors and you just hold it across the blade like this and go down. And that creates a really tight coil, which might be a little bit too much or too sharp of a curl. But it is an option if you wanted to do something like that. But you're going to take the pieces of strips that you've cut, and you're just going to put some glue, and then you are going to put the twist tie and let's see if I can line my twist tie up with my strip. That would be helpful. Okay, and then you're going to use the twist tie as a help to curl in, I guess, a more gentle curl. However, once you start curling it, the twist tie doesn't like to stick in as much. And so with my sample, my twist ties ended up becoming completely separate from the paper. But I was like, you know what? That adds a cool element to my crane. And so then you put some glue on the tail and you glue your strip and your twist tie down. And again, the twist tie really does not like staying, so you're going to have to hold it with pressure. And possibly even put several pieces of paper around the twist tie. But that's, I think the twist ties are just kind of fun, especially adding some sparkling, shimmering dimension to your paper crane. And so I gave you each 5. But we're actually just going to glue this really, really extreme curly Q one down because I used the scissors to curl it, but it's fine. Take this around the twist tie just a bit. And we're just going to repeat that with as many strips as we want to do, and with honestly, that adds a whole new dimension to my Firebird. It kind of makes me think of a rooster now, but that's fine. So we're going to just take this one, we're going to put another twist tie, and I didn't put enough glue down. The twist tie and the paper really does not love each other. And it likes to stay down as long as you don't try to move the strip of paper, but that defeats our whole purpose. So then you just kind of twist it. Alrighty, so, and I'm now just going to add the orange ones. just because I can. And I have enough twist ties to do so. There you have it. Not your typical paper crane or your Firebird crane. So, kind of a fun one. And I think it would be really fun to make kind of a whole flock of them of various different colors. And you might need to practice a couple times with your initial crane, because sometimes I can fold them better, and then other times they are what they are. So anyway, there you have it. All right, everybody, now that we're back from making our paper crane, it was a lot of fun. This one has a little bit more of a crazy tail feathers than this one, but I think it's a lot of fun to make these, and I kind of want to make something with several hanging on something mobile or whatever, just because I think that would be a really fun way to display them. And so anyway, hope you guys had fun making your Firebird paper crane. So we'll see you next time.